The St. Louis Rams travel to Houston to face the Texans on Sunday. Houston's currently installed as a 7.5-point favorite on BETDAQ. 43 is the total here. Heading into the season, I was high on the Rams. I thought they might really surprise some people. Thought they might even challenge Seattle and San Francisco in the NFC West. Through 5 games, it's obvious that I was wrong. The Rams are one of the worst teams in the NFL. They are bad on both sides of the ball. 29th in total offense, 28th in points allowed. They're allowing 28.2 points per game, which is very surprising if you saw them play defense last season. I backed the Rams last week at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. They were my favorite bet of the week, and they won and covered in that game, so they paid me off. But during that game, at some point in the middle of that game, it just dawned on me that I need to get off the Rams. They are a bad, bad football team. That being said, a lot of points here this week. Houston laying over a touchdown. Have you seen the Texans play recently? They've lost 3 straight games. They lost 34-3 in San Francisco last week. Their quarterback, Matt Schaub, has thrown a pick 6, an interception return for a touchdown, in 4 straight games. That's an NFL record. His confidence appears to be shot. The last 2 games, he's finished the game in head-hanging mode, looking like his bottom lip is quivering. Last game, he finished it that way on the bench as he was replaced by T.J. Yates. Head coach Gary Kubiak announced this week Schaub was going to remain the starter, but he said it was a, quote, very tough decision. So that just tells you where Houston is at right now on the offensive side of the ball. Now, they have played good on defense this year. They're only allowing 260 yards per game. That is best in the NFL. But after what we've seen out of the Texans offense over the last few weeks, I have a hard time backing them and laying 7.5 points. Which is why I guess I do lean towards the Rams in this situation. Now, really tough to trust either one of these teams. These 2 teams, a combined 1-9 against the spread this year. The Texans have yet to cover. So I think my favorite bet in this game is the under, and especially if you're going to bet on the Rams, I think you should parlay that with the under here, because if the Rams are going to cover in this game, it's going to be their defense limiting the Houston offense. I have no faith in the St. Louis offense having any success against this Texans defense. But I just don't like what I've seen on offense out of the Texans here recently. I do think the Rams defense is going to somewhat limit the Texans offense, hold them to 17, 20, 21 points or something of that nature. So I do think under 43 might be a good idea here. I do also have a slight lean towards St. Louis plus 7.5. That being said, would I be surprised if Houston won this game 28-0? It wouldn't shock me. Again, I do expect the Texans defense to dominate when they're on the field, but I don't feel comfortable backing the Texans and laying more than a touchdown.